Hi Pisces, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general messages for the 8th through the 14th. We're going to do 3 different spreads. I'm going to start with pulling a basic Celtic cross spread for all different areas of your life. Just get a lay of the land. Then I'll do a money/career read, and then I'll do a relationship read. And as always, I will certainly timestamp in the description box below for your convenience. So let's get into things. So Pisces, I hope you're doing well. We have some challenging energy this week with Mercury and Mars, but I don't feel like it's going to be hitting you too hard. I really don't. That Mercury and Mars are going to be conjunct in your ninth house. So that ninth house, which means aggressive communication. So just to be forewarned, just to be forearmed, if you have to have any sort of important conversations regarding negotiations, having to do with work, having to do with marketing, advertising, launching a project, negotiating any kind of contract, anything like that, you want to make sure that you maybe don't do it on the 10th, 11th, and early on the 12th. I would much rather until we wait until either do it while the moon is in Capricorn on Monday or Tuesday, or wait until the moon moves into you late Friday into Saturday. And I know a lot of contracts are not negotiated at that point, but just like a very trippy week. Okay. I just want you to keep in mind that's that ninth house. Your belief system, higher education, foreign land, foreign travel, importing, exporting, your in-laws, laws in general, everything I mentioned having to do with business, negotiating, advertising, marketing, all that stuff is ninth house. And you have this in this square with this assertive energy, Mars, wanting to put you on the right path, and Mercury, which is all about what are you thinking, what's on your mind, and how are you communicating. So we have that Mars Mercury conjunct, like I mentioned, in the ninth house. But then on the 10th, we have Mars and Mercury is going to be squaring Saturn, which is all about restriction and responsibilities, and the moon, which is about feeling very vulnerable and feeling, oh, is what I'm doing actually even worth it? That's going to all be going on in your 12th house, which is your home. It's the house of the hidden. It's the home of the subconscious. So you're going to be doing a lot of evaluating having to do with your belief system, how you end things, how you start things, where you've been sabotaging yourself, right? And really kind of getting to the core of that. And I know a lot of you have been doing the work. I do know a lot of you have been, which is, I think, so amazing. But everything's going to be a little highlighted this week, if that makes sense, because we're never totally done, right? Even if we're doing the work, we're like walking onions, right? We're always letting the stuff shed off so that there's even more beautiful stuff underneath to be dealt with. So on the 11th, the moon is going to be conjunct Saturn in that 12th house. So again, that moon energy that, for lack of a better term, you might be even feeling a bit of like an emotional, deep emotional, maybe no one around you even realizes it, but deeply, you may be feeling a bit of an emotional crisis that has to do with things in the past, right? Because it's conjunct that Saturn. Saturn rules the past, it rules karma, it rules chronos, it's time, it's slow, it's restrictive, right? And so it's this kind of, drudging up the energy kind of thing. And this is all happening in that 12th house. Some of you might be working through issues, longstanding issues with your father, right? Because Saturn is father. You may be doing that. Also, starting on the 10th, through the rest of the week, the sun is going to be square Jupiter between your 9th and your 12th house. So there's going to be this tension, this focus, this tension on maybe negotiating things in a way that feels very comfortable for you as far as you moving forward in your life. But we do have two really nice things. Let's not make it all about the challenges. Mars and Mercury are going to be sextiling Venus between that ninth house and your 11th house of goals, of gains, of your 5-year plan, your friends. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of assertive energy for you to get out there and sort of solidify something about what it is that you want to do. Maybe you want to move. Maybe you want to start a new project. Maybe you want to get into that new relationship, but you're going to have this really nice energy to support you there. At the same time, you're going to have the sun is going to be sextile Pluto between that 9th and 11th house, right? Because that 11th house has Capricorn in it right now. So Venus is going to be in there for a few months and Pluto's in there right now. So there's a lot of change going on for you, right? In that 11th house energy, having to do with your friends, having to do with what do you want to do with your life, having to do with your goals and your gains, because it's sitting opposite that 5th house, especially those of you who are, doing anything that you're making money in any kind of entrepreneurial way or anything like that. So there are a lot of changes afoot for you, Pisces. I actually think that this is a very healthy energy for you. The moon is going to be in your sign. And whenever the moon is in our sign, we do feel a little extra watery. So that's going to be Friday night into Saturday. And then Sunday moves into Aries, fresh path, new perspective. And we're going to be done with this crazy ass week, because this week's going to be a little bananas in that these squares are just going to cause some trippy energy as far as communication goes. Because this is the thing, you may not be feeling it very deeply, but the guy next to you and the woman next to you and the people all around you, they're feeling it too. So we don't know how it's aspecting their chart. So just something to be mindful of. So let's pull a basic Celtic cross spread and just get like a lay of the land. You're showing up right now as the Seven of Pentacles. Oh, you're trying to be very patient, Pisces. Trying to be very patient. Yeah, I mean the seven of Pentacles is for the world three of the Trinity, right? It really is where heaven and earth meet. It's this desire to start this new cycle, Saturn and Taurus. So hard work paying off, being patient, lots of potential for success, hanging out here. Don't give up on something. Don't give up. And the thing is, you're being patient. You're not giving up. For what's challenging you is the star. And when the star comes up as a challenge, it can indicate maybe you're giving up too easily on something. Maybe you're experiencing a creative block, or you might be attached to a fantasy of something, some sort of a narrative, while overlooking the details of the situation. You do want to be careful of that. Also, you may feel pulled into some sort of false sense of security in something that ultimately in the long term doesn't really have much of a foundation, and doesn't have much chance of success for the long term, or you may be like very patient but feeling very unsupported right now. But coming into this energy, because a lot of you, I do feel like they're the star energy is very destiny driven. It's very it's very destiny driven. It really is. And some of you may feel like you're meant to be with somebody who you just can't be with right now. Or you're meant to be with somebody who for some reason it's just not working out. Okay. Now, coming into this energy, we have the Five of Swords. So Five of Swords is a lack of squaring between what it is that you really want to do and the reality that you're living, and some sort of ongoing conflict that you're not going to win, right? So it's this energy where you're recognizing that it's better to walk away and deal with something with grace and dignity, and just deal with your anger and your disappointment or your bitterness, whatever it is, in quietly, right? Because at the end of the day, something's going on where you can't change somebody's mind right now. This is a minor arcana. It doesn't have to be forever. But right now, in this moment, there's either somebody's mind that you can't change, or extenuating circumstances that you don't have control over. So it could be people at work. It could be something going on in society that's getting in the way of you being able to do everything that you really want to do. Okay. But, plugging away, trying to be patient, but feeling really, really challenged right here. Now, let's look at the basis of the situation, Ace of Pentacles, which is working with the Hierophant. So a lot of you would really like to, if you're resonating with this as relationship, Ace of Pentacles is a basis for the Hierophant energy, is you would really like to find somebody that you feel very connected to marry, or to get into a serious relationship, right? Absolutely, those two working together. Ace of Pentacles can also indicate a new job, so that you're able to advance yourself, because the Hierophant, when we're talking about career or money, it's about progression forward in your work. It's about decisions. It's about direction and being more clear on where it is that you're going. But with the Ace of Pentacles, Ace is always brand new. So it can mean a new job, Ace of Pentacles, some money coming to you. This is a really nice energy in that it's about getting what you desire coming to you, but you're being shown how to do it. So it's almost like you being connected to the right people, you having the right conversations, right? If this has to do with a job or money. So hooking up with that right lawyer, hooking up with a good accountant, hooking up with the right business partners. It's a meeting with somebody who's actually going to work with you to help you on this new beginning. So very beautiful energy in that way. If it has to do with relationship, it's a new mental, physical, or emotional connection. But remember, whenever we're speaking about the Hierophant, which is the situation right now in one part of your life or another, there's this idea of expectations and the need to conform to something, right? Because it's about this emotional development, following tradition, following some sort of spiritual direction, and brand new here. So that is what's going on, which is very interesting because I'm getting this, like, why, I'm just wondering, like, why would this star, give me some information in the comments below, right? You know, why would this star feel so like it is your block right now from being able to start this new cycle, from being able to maintain this level of patience right now? It's almost like you're just like, you know what, it's not going to work for me. Just giving up too easily on something, or just feeling very, very blocked. So maybe you're not meeting the right person, or people are just not cooperating, right? In the way that is going to help incite a forward movement in a way that you're really looking for. Now, what is the advice card? The advice card is Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is a very auspicious energy, honestly, for any area of your life. This is about, so the advice here is new beginning, new energy. So this could be some sort of new creative project. This could be taking that chance and getting into that relationship, starting that family, because this is an energy of fertility and virility as well. So you're feeling very impassioned about something, or a person or a situation, feeling very, very passionate about something. Don't dampen that. Don't talk yourself out of it. Don't say, I can't do that, or whatever it is. You're feeling very passionate about something, moving in a new direction. Go after that. We have the King of Wands energy that's external to you. So you may be dealing with an energy that wants to be just a free spirit right now, and they want to just come in and they may just want to be free, or you may just want to be free right now, right? Where they're recognizing this energy in you. But I do feel like more than anything, Pisces, you're dealing with someone who comes in, expresses what they need to say. You can't allow the idea, and they can't allow the idea, and I've mentioned this to you a couple of times, of perfectionism being a thing. Because there is nothing perfect. There's no perfect contract. There's no perfect relationship. Now, when you're dealing with a couple of people coming at something with, you know, different ideas and different needs and different belief systems. But I do feel like you're dealing with somebody who has very high standards, right? They're very self-aware. They're very self-aware. And they call things out. And this could be an energy of discomfort for you, though. Could certainly be an energy of discomfort, because right here in your psychology, and you're having a hard time with this, though, is this Fool energy, you know, getting on a new path. So I mean, even if this has to do with career or money, it's a new path, a new opportunity, a new approach in your current career, or some sort of new enterprise, right? Altogether, right? With this is relationship, this is a new relationship, or a new approach within relationship, right? But this is in your psychology, this is your psychological block. You're having a hard time being able to do that, being able to move forward from something, even though you may be doing that, right? In the 3D, you know, you get up in the day, you're moving forward, you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing. But a lot of this is going to be happening underneath your hood, in your home, in the 12th house. I could tell you that this week. So in the near future, King of Swords, staying so in the mental realm, not easy for a Pisces energy. You know, of course, it depends on what else is aspecting your chart, because you're not all Pisces, right? You're everything. So it depends on where your Pisces falls and what's aspecting it, yada, yada, you know what your chart is. But the King of Swords is, you know, let's stay chill, focus on the mind instead of the heart to take control of your circumstances. Because it does seem like you're having a hard time balancing things in one way or another. Not to say that your life is messy. I'm not suggesting that. And not to say, you know, the 10 of what, look, this is still a minor arcana. It's only a 10. But this is absolutely an energy of overwhelm, feeling a lot of responsibilities, feeling very overloaded. And this could be a lot of the overload and burden can be absolutely psychological, where you're feeling something weighing very, very heavy on you, very heavy on you. But this is a Saturn in Sagittarius. So something can be holding you back from being able to move forward in the way that you ultimately want. Look, your ruler, the Hangman. So you might not be sure how somebody feels. You might be so over the whole relationship thing. You're just so tired of it, even though you guys are all such deep, beautiful water signs. You're so giving, you're so all of that. But the hangman, the hangman's like, oh, how do they feel about me? Do they feel the same way about me as I do about them? Or maybe they're concerned about how you feel about them. Maybe you're feeling like this about each other, but nobody's talking about it, right? And it's like, is this worth hanging out waiting for? What this person really wants with me, or what this person really is really feeling. Or for others of you, if I stay in this relationship, am I going to end up martyring and sacrificing what I really want? Because this is a Neptune energy. This is your ruler. It's a very sacrificial energy. And you guys are very familiar with that energy, very sacrificial, But it could also be a pause button that you're pressing, maybe just taking a break from things for a minute. Let's get a different perspective. Because if this has to do with work too, there might be something unclear with work going on, or some sort of financial situation where you might be like, I'm not sure really what's going on. If you feel like that, Pisces, right now, hold back on signing anything or dealing with any sort of legal matters, because things might be going on that you're not really aware of, but you're very, you guys are so intuitive, but you intuitively vibe. You might experience some sort of delays, but if there is a delay, that delay is meant to protect you. So the delay might have something to do with a home, selling a home, buying a home, remodeling. It could be that. If those of you who are in that space, try to find a creative solution to whatever's going on. If that is how you're resonating with it, listen to your intuition and see if what your belly is telling you, maybe you can implement something as some sort of solution that you're sort of vibing right now. That could certainly be it. But it's like very aggravating, right? Because it's clarifying that 10 of Wands energy. So clarifying the Hangman, we have the Page of Cups. So let's pull the rest of the cards, the clarifiers. Okay, yes. Yeah. Four of Pentacles in reverse. So I feel like some of you are just very concerned about money or feeling very disconnected. You might be feeling uber vulnerable. I mean, because that's the energy of like bankruptcy, poverty mindset, feeling really vulnerable, money issues. But because Pentacles also mental, physical, emotional connection, you might be just feeling really just like lonely right now. Pisces. Anyway, clarifying this Hangman, we have this Page of Cups. So this is some sort of either new offer coming in that speaks to your heart space as far as relationship goes. This could be some sort of any sort of information, right? That is any aspect having to do with love, money, family, fun, anything like that. But it's some sort of new energy is coming in. And at the same time, though, you are moving away. You are detaching from something that you're viewing as being rather negative. Let's see that. Yeah, we have these two detachment energies coming. Oh my gosh, somebody else got these two as well. And I shuffle these a lot in between readings. So it's a very interesting back-to-back detachment. Eight of Cups, departure and change, having the emotional intelligence to recognize that something doesn't feel right. It's time to move on. I always say with this is like the sadness but no regret energy, because, at the end of the day, this is a Saturn in you. This is a Saturn in Pisces energy. Saturn is about restriction, delay, no, being held back. And Pisces is when we're connecting the tarot to astrology, Pisces typically comes up as your dream. And what is it that you're dreaming about? What is it that you want? But you may just be feeling like very sort of held back, knowing that you need to let something go. Because really, you want to build something. The Three of Pentacles is Mars and Capricorn energy. You want to just build something. You're ready to do that with somebody. And whatever it is, whether this is a business, whether it's a relationship, there's another person involved with this. You're not alone. You're not alone here. Really wanting to move forward. Now we have the closing energies here, the Eight of Swords, feeling like you don't belong in something anymore. Feeling like something will never be any different than it is. Feeling very trapped, having to do with something. Clarifying that is the Queen of Pentacles. Taking care of your body, taking care of your finances. being very reliable. But I feel like you're feeling very trapped in whatever elements of responsibilities that you're having right now, because a lot of you are feeling either a lack of connection or super concerned about money. It does seem like that. So that's like the basic lay of the land right now. And again, maybe money is fine, but you're experiencing some sort of concern about money, right? Concern about money. So let's pull for career. What's going on with career, Pisces? Okay, Four of Wands. Very nice energy. What is challenging the Four of Wands energy is the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. Yeah, you're having a very hard time feeling supported. You're having a very hard time, you know, having to do with nothing exists in a vacuum, right? So like your marriage or your serious relationship or the idea of a pregnancy can be influencing your ability to feel like you're being very, very productive in your workspace or where it is that you want to go, or your ability to take care of yourself, right? We have this Four of Wands energy is about, well, first of all, it's a homecoming energy, right? It is a Venus and Aries energy, but it's about freedom. It's about creativity. It's about having a strong foundation, being recognized for the talents that you offer, right, to a situation, you know, really nice energy there. Very, you have a lot to offer in a situation, but you're being challenged by this Queen of Pentacles. So maybe there's somebody at work who's blocking you. This is a Sagittarius and Capricorn, where you're being blocked from being able to advance in something that you feel you strongly resonate with. Right? And you're having a hard time accessing what's needed to grow in a situation. You're having a hard time finding a solid solution to what it is that you want to do. Yeah, and we have the Four of Swords coming into this energy, which is about taking a time out, stepping back. You might even be healing from something. So if there was a loss of a job, if there was a loss of a property, if there was if some sort of investment, fell through, something like that. This is you stepping back and saying, okay, all right, let me collect myself here. Stepping back for perspective. It's a really good energy to, go speak to a therapist, do some shadow work, where I know a lot of you guys are doing that right now, especially with all this 12th house energy, which is really nice. But what you're doing here is you coming into this space, you're trying to just figure out a different strategy for moving forward regarding the situation having to do with work. It's like something happened. Right now, you feel like your core is being shaken up. Your foundation is being shaken up and is not a comfortable energy. Now we have the energy expect the unexpected, and it is actually working with the energy of expectations and being able to move forward. So this is very interesting because there's a lack of agreement between what's expected and what's going on. This Knight of Swords energy, again, basis of the situation is you might have been dealing with somebody who was very determined, very forthright, ready to fight for what they believe in, come in, create a bunch of drama, and they don't take any responsibility for fixing things. So this is like, a messy energy in work, an irresponsible family member who you're in like the legal throes of something with, anything like that. This could be a messy energy for some of you. For others of you, this is quite literally an unpredictable roller coaster energy of highs and lows, sudden truths coming out, underlying conflicts being exposed. For some of you, this is going to be very surprising and maybe uncomfortable. For others of you, you're like, I knew this was coming. I knew, expect the unexpected. But that's informing the Hierophant energy. And the Hierophant energy is about progression forward, though, in your work, in decisions and direction, right? You might even be dealing with some sort of like motivational or inspirational boss or colleague, or a person who knows a lot about what it is that you are looking to learn more about, having to do with work. Or this could be you hooking up with a great lawyer or a great accountant, or anything that would be inflecting this financial area. So maybe if there's some sort of situation, you're in a situation where there's something going on with taxes or some sort of lawsuit, right? You weren't expecting this. It kind of came out of nowhere. You hooking up with somebody who's going to help you out through it. you know, losing your job, but it ended up being a gift in disguise here, right? With this Knight of Swords energy. Three of Cups. This is in the your advice position is the Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups is, I'm not going to tell you to celebrate, but it's more about recognize that you have support around you. You do. You have support. But keep in mind that 3 is the number of creativity. So it's time to create something new for yourself when it comes to your career and what it is that you're doing regarding money. As far as the external energy, you're dealing with the King of Wands energy. King of Wands is somebody who kind of really wants their way. It's a Cancer and Leo energy. So Leos really like to have their way, but that Cancer energy is about wanting to feel grounded, rooted, safe, and secure. They're very worried about their security. So this is somebody who has very high standards, somebody who's very particular. There's a lot of energy of perfectionism surrounding this energy. Either they feel like they need to be more perfect, or you're feeling like you need to, they need you to be more perfect. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, what does that even mean? What does that even mean? Very, very interesting. So I feel like you were dealing with just a challenging energy, Pisces. So somebody who's very, very challenging, having to do with some sort of crisis. Maybe somebody, again, somebody in a lawsuit, somebody negotiating some sort of contract, something like that. But we have in your position of your personal psychology is the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, which is a lot of office politics. Note is like the idea, somebody working very sloppy, not feeling very supported. Not that you're working sloppy, but you identifying like, wow, I can't believe that person is doing that. Or I can't believe this person is doing that. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. But some of you may be dealing with a lot of office nonsense. You know what I mean? And you don't feel very supported right now. And that's a challenge for you. We have the Ace of Pentacles in the near future, which is a new job and some sort of new opportunity coming in, or at least things being presented to you through connections, through some sort of serendipitous circumstances that are going to lead you to advancing yourself. Please, please, please stay open to the signs, especially because clarifying this is the King of Cups. So there's some sort of conflicts either within yourself or with somebody else that you need to settle. You need to settle something. Okay, so we have the Eight of Wands in reverse, which can indicate a lot of frustrations, delays ahead, being clarified by, yeah, of course, lots of anxiety with that. Depression, not responding well to the external stress of everything. The Ace of Cups, you feel very let down. You may be struggling with some depression, disappointment right now. You're trying to figure out the psychological motivation of somebody, but please try not to get too tripped up in this, Pisces. Try your very best not to get too tripped up. Where, you know, where you get very entrenched in, you know, why did they do this and why did they do that? And what did, you know, because they feel like there's a lot of energy here. There's a lot of emotion. We have clarifying this is the Page of Cups, Five of Wands, Seven of Swords, last one, and the Knight of Wands. Okay. I mean, I do like this because I feel like you're going to be going in a different direction because you just cannot agree to disagree with someone. Someone is being very dishonest, very selfish. They don't understand, they don't exercise healthy boundaries. And then we have the final outcome here of the Knight of Swords, which is some sort of proposal coming in, events speeding up, blocks being lifted, decisions coming in an area that you've been waiting for, and your ambitions finally like being fired up. But you're absolutely dealing with some unhealthy things. But I want to be very clear here about this. There's a very serendipitous energy that's surrounding all of this, very karmic, very destiny driven. And when we're dealing with these kind of things, more often than not, we don't want to create these energetic blocks that are going to block out our ability to manifest something. This truly is whatever God you believe in, Pisces, let go and let God. It really is that kind of thing. You know, really, because, you know, spirit is going to come in and have your back when you, as soon as you sort of let go of trying to, I'm not going to even, I don't even feel like you're micromanaging. You're just very, very, very worried about something. And that worry that you're feeling right now isn't going to change the circumstances. So it really is an energy of letting go and letting God. That's what I'm getting right now. It's so difficult when you have Mars and Mercury in that belief system, the house of belief system. And it's so difficult when you have the moon in your sign, especially at the end of the week, but approaching yourself. But with anyone having the moon in the 12th house, right, during a week, it's just really difficult. It just is. With Saturn, right, that energy of restriction, it's hard. And Jupiter expands whatever you're experiencing in that 12th house. And that's your subconscious, that's your mind mixed with your emotions, right? Okay, let's pull on relationship now, okay? The Three of Wands. Okay, that's cool. It's the marriage card. Or at least being in or meeting up with a very important relationship. Meeting with unconventional people, doing something unconventional. So this could mean, you recognize maybe you have to try a different strategy to get out there and meet people, but let's see what your block is. What is your challenge? Okay, your challenge is the Eight of Wands in the reverse. Very frustrated. You're feeling some sort of delays, some sort of problems ahead. So some of you may be in a relationship that you're identifying there are problems, or you recognizing that you want to meet somebody, but you're having a really hard time bringing yourself to do it. And a lot of you may be in a space where you're just really still working on yourself. Maybe in that space. You know what I mean? Are you tired of thinking about relationship? You're just like, I need to work on my own stuff right now. Let me just do that. Or continue working, because I know a lot of you are working. Okay, so let's see what comes up. Okay, so I already interpreted what, where you're at right now. Coming into this energy, we did have the Temperance. Temperance is a Sagittarius energy. So this is trying to figure out a new level of trust and cooperation being had in a relationship after a difficult time. Those of you who are single, you may have found yourself very energetically or spiritually pulled towards a new partner. Very emotionally intense time. Very emotionally intense time. And then with that Three of Wands, it's doing something different, right? So I don't know, maybe you met somebody in a foreign land or from a foreign culture, or somebody who is just very different than anybody that you would go for. Maybe they're from, again, maybe there's just something fundamentally very different about them, like not your type kind of thing, or there's just something very unique about the situation for a lot of you. But there's some sort of delay, there's some sort of problem, some sort of situation. So it could be that. There's this attempt to balance things out. Now we have the Devil energy as the basis, which is informing this Ace of Wands. So the Devil is about imbalanced. So Pisces, you might have been dealing with somebody who is, dealing with some sort of addiction, some sort of narcissistic tendencies, egotism, cheating, anything like that, something that's like very unhealthy for the connection. And that's informing this new beginning. Ace of Wands is really nice. I mean, this is about very auspicious energy for relationships. So this is like a new chapter of passion, motivation, virility, fertility. Now, the ace can also happen in existing relationships, but it's something like that's brand new. So maybe, let's see. I mean, straight up, like the Devil could be maybe not taking care, right? When you're being intimate with somebody and then getting pregnant, just keeping it real, like that could be for some of you. This could also indicate some sort of, it's like some sort of imbalance that ends up inciting a new beginning. There's some sort of imbalance though with the Devil energy. I'm going to pull some more cards on that, but let's go to the advice is the Queen of Wands. Step into your power. Ideas popping. You're going to have the strength you need to make things happen. Exercise that. Exercise that. Allow your relationships to be energized. You want to be super confident right now, Pisces, truly. Truly. You're dealing though, which this is a tricky energy though, because the energy external to you is the Hangman. Oh, this is tricky, right? Again, now this is your card, well, not your card, but this is your ruler's card, right? This is good old Uranus here, Neptune rather. So this is, again, external energy. Somebody may be wondering how you feel about them, or they may be in a space where they're not sending you very clear signals about how they feel about you. And it's just this kind of thing like, should I bother sitting around and waiting? Should I wait for this energy? Like maybe you're in some sort of long distance situation. You're like, should I wait? I'm not sure if I should wait. But I do feel like there's some sort of, the Hangman is very smoke and mirror, very dreamy. Maybe not everybody is showing up very authentically. You have to be super careful with this Neptune energy. Can be very smoke and mirrors, really can be. So you have to be a little careful of that because that's external of you. Now, your internal psychology is the sun. So you may be feeling kind of bummed out. You may be feeling some sort of delays because having to do with relays. You want to grow a beautiful connection. You do. You want to grow a beautiful connection. That's where your mind is. Some of you may even be like, I want to plan a nice long trip. I want to go away. Maybe I want to meet somebody in a foreign land. I'm not liking anybody I meet here. You know, some of you can certainly be that. But you're definitely focused on the right things. There's no question. You're focused on the right things. Now we have the High Priestess, though, in the near future. So High Priestess is secrets, Pisces. It's the moon energy, you know? So you and someone else can certainly be doing something in private where no one, no one really knows what's going on. So this often comes up as, and I'm not judging, I'm just reading the cards, as an affair. Maybe you're involved in some sort of extramarital affair or some extra relational affair, something like that. Or this is you thinking and feeling something and you're not telling a soul, you're not telling anybody. You're just not, you're keeping everything to yourself. And honestly, that's probably a good way to go right now. This can indicate you being single, and just like doing you and being you and focusing on your own stuff as well. Now we have the World as the final outcome energy. You have two of the most positive cards in the deck here. You have the Sun in your internal psychology, but it's also showing up as a bit of a challenge for you. But then we have the World, lesson learned. This is about happiness and fulfillment and love, learning the lesson. In numerology, this is connected to the Empress energy, which is Venus. It's love, it's feeling good, it's being able to grow in a situation. Beautiful. We have the Lover's energy. You might be dealing with a Gemini. Oops. King of Swords. Okay. Okay. So first off, we have the Lover's energy, and the Lovers, besides it being a Gemini energy, is this recognition that there are things. This is not a new energy, by the way. When we're talking about the Lovers, this is somebody that you have a soul contract with, where there are issues, and you guys have to come together and say, are we going to work at this together or not? Are we? Really asking and answering that big question. But Pisces, I feel like you're going to be in a space of self-protection. You're just going to want to protect yourself. And you're going to stay very matter of fact, the best that you can. You're going to just summon up all of your energy to try to just be very focusing on your mind instead of your heart, right? In order to take charge of a situation. Clarifying that, though, is the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is, you're going to feel a lot. This is Scorpio and Sagittarius energy. The thing is, what I feel like is if there's any kind of conversation that's going on within a relationship, there's going to be some sort of decision, but it's going to be, it's not going to be, there's going to be a lot of movement forward, things speeding up, blocks being lifted, decisions coming in, right? You're going to try to come up with some sort of creative strategy, right, having to do with this relationship. But at the end of the day, you're going to feel rather disappointed, right? Because the moon is about confusion and disappointment and feeling like someone has let you down and having a lack of trust and experiencing this crisis of faith that the relationship is actually going to be able to work long term. And that ends up pushing you to make a decision about the relationship. Clarifying that, we have the Two of Swords in the reverse, which is about confusion and indecision, information overload. There's got to be some sort of compromise, but you're just not sure like what's going on and what you're feeling. Now, this is being clarified by the Three of Cups. So Pisces, I don't know if this is you or the energy that you're dealing with, but somebody might be partying a little too much, doing a little too much of something out there. Because this can indicate for too much gossip, too much partying, but it could also indicate no support. At the end of the day, you don't feel like you have enough support to go the long term with this person, because Queen of Pentacles is very much a long-term, reliable, supportive, affectionate, generous energy who understands what's necessary to make a relationship work. And I feel like you're coming to terms with the fact that you're dealing with somebody that they're not going to be that, at least not right now. And this is making you feel very, very anxious, overwhelmed, trouble sleeping. You might feel kind of depressed right now about it, in fact, where you feel like you're just not responding well to the external stress because your way out of something just isn't really working. Yeah. So then we have the Nine of Pentacles. It's a great energy to really like work on yourself. Continue working on yourself. I know you don't want to hear that. I know you don't want to hear that, but it does look like, oh gosh, so much great growth going on for you, Pisces. I'm not kidding. So much good. Honestly, with this 9th and 12th house energy, even though it might feel trippy, there's so much good stuff on the other side of it. Yeah, let's pull some oracles for you guys. Oracles. Love. Unleash your creativity. Temptation. This is very 5th house. This is very Leo. This is very like looking for a different solution within a current problem in relationship. You're very tempted to do that because that 5th house energy is falling in love affairs, exchange of gifts, unleash your creativity, higher power. Wow. Temptation, stay in the here and now, tap into your higher power. And love should be about exchanging gifts through honesty. So it really is looking at, how you show up in relationship, what you expect, what you receive, what you give. Be careful here though, because there's something very tempting for you to do here. And you're being asked, stay in the moment and tap into your higher power. Give it over to God right now. Just give it over to God. If you're having a hard time managing some sort of maybe self-medication or just having a hard time controlling your anxiety right now. I'm not a doctor. I'm a doctor, but I'm not that kind of doctor. Just giving it over to God right now, Pisces. I just feel like things are going to end up working out. Let me pull a final tarot for Pisces. Chariot. It's Cancer energy. Going towards your metaphorical home space. I have to pull a clarifier because if a positive energy comes out, then you're moving away from negativity towards positive. And something is going to be working out with someone in relationship. If I pull a negative energy or a challenging energy, that means that you're moving away from that person and things aren't meant to work out. Leave the Death card. Yeah. So it doesn't mean that something's not meant to work out. Pisces, I'm sorry. Well, maybe I'm not, right? Maybe this is just the way it's supposed to be. Life is funny. All right, my friends, that is what I have for you for this week. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. You guys take care. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.